Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jordan. I am 23 years old. I am almost 2 years post grad, and I have been living here in Mexico City for almost a year. And so now that I feel like I'm a little bit more acclimated with the city and I've learned a little bit more about the city, I'm gonna start doing these sit down videos just to like help people who might want to come visit or like live for a little while or just learn more about Mexico City from like a foreigner perspective. And so yeah, here we are. I am trying a new thing of filming in public. I feel really weird about it, so if I'm like looking around a lot, I apologize. I will get better. But yeah, today we're going to talk about things that I love about Mexico City. I thought it would be fitting because I am coming out of a season of like feeling a little down being here, and so I've been trying to like rediscover and just remind myself of the reasons I came and the things that I love about being here. And so I want to share some of those things with you guys today. So, yeah, let's get into it. And also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Okay, let's go. All right, so thing number one that I love about the city, and one of the things that I researched and that made me want to come is the transportation system. So it's really easy to get around Mexico City without a car. And that's one of the things I was looking for when I was trying to figure out what country I wanted to live in for a little while. And so Mexico City has a really good transportation system. They have the Metrobus, the metro, and bikes that you can rent. And so the Metrobus is probably my favorite. The Metrobus is just the bus system. And so what I love about the Metrobus is that it has its own lane. And so Mexico City has crazy traffic a lot of the time, but even when the traffic is crazy, you're not stuck in traffic if you're riding the bus because it has its own lane. And so the only thing that's in those lanes are the buses and sometimes like police cars, but you're not getting stopped in traffic. And also it's just cool to like sit on the bus and look at the city. It's a little different from the metro where like you're underground, so you're not seeing anything. But when you're on the metro bus, you can just kind of like sightsee as you're trying to like get to your destination and find places that you might want to check out, all of that stuff. So I really like riding the metro bus. It costs 6 pesos to ride each time, and so that's about like 30 cents. So it's pretty cheap, it's pretty affordable, and it's my favorite way to get around. But you also have the metro, which is just like the subway system, and the metro is pretty good too. It comes pretty consistently, and you get there faster than the Metrobus because you don't have to like go through like lines and all of that stuff. It's pretty quick. One thing I dislike about the metro is I get so winded when I walk around there. I don't know what it is. It's like I don't know if it's because it's underground, like the circulation isn't good. It's something though, but like whenever like I'm like trying to like change trains or like something like that, I just get so winded and I don't know why. So I don't know. It's not my favorite, but it works pretty fine. The only suggestion I have is avoid riding the metro in particular during rush hour. The metro bus isn't that bad. It does get packed, but when you're riding the metro, it's a lot. So on top of it being hot, you have a whole bunch of people and they will shove you. Like I've seen so many people like shove their way into trains sometimes. If you're coming out and there's like a lot of people who are waiting, they won't even let you really like walk out. You have to shove your way through because they're like trying to like force themselves in. So I would avoid the metro during like 4:30 to 6 because it gets a little crazy, but still it's a pretty good system. And then last, the bikes are really cool if you're somebody who likes to stay active, who likes to just ride a bike but you don't want to bring your bike or you don't want to buy one. Then it's cool to just get a bike pass. You can get a membership to ride the bikes for like a year, and it's about 30 something dollars. And so it makes the most sense because once you pay for the bike a few times, it will get to like $30. So I bought the membership pass, even though I don't ride the buses that much. It still just made the most sense. But the bikes as much, not the buses. The bikes are really cool. You can find stations all around. You just have to download the app, and then they'll like tell you where the stations are and if they have bikes available. The only thing is that you can only ride the bikes for 45 minutes at a time. But what most people do is they'll go to a station, put the bike in, and then take it back out, and then you have another 45 minutes. So all of these things you can use like using the same card, and so it's pretty easy to just, you don't have to have like a bunch of different cards and stuff. You just can have one, and it'll work for the metro, work for the metro boost, and it will work for the bikes. So yeah, that's one thing that I love about the city. Two. Okay, thing number two is the mercados, the food, the panaderias, food. If you're a big food person, Mexico City is definitely the place to go. I'm somebody who's like here trying to like navigate things on a budget, so I don't go out to eat that often. But if you're somebody who likes to try new restaurants and who has the budget to do so, then Mexico City has like a ton of restaurants that you can try. Like there's no shortage of them. But if you're someone like me who is trying to like be on a budget, it is also a great place to be. So we have the mercados. We'll start with those. Most neighborhoods have their own mercados, so that's really helpful. I love to just like go to a mercado and like find my guy and then go to him, and like sometimes they will give you discounts if they see you on a regular. So my tip would be to go to mercado and find your station, you know. But the mercados are great. You get your produce for one, but there's also a lot of food in there. So they have like pretty much like street food, but just like in the mercado. So you can find like tacos, tortas, flautas, like all like Mexican food and stuff. So the mercado that's by my house, I really love. They have this restaurant that is in the back, and they just have like really cheap food. So I get like a full meal. I get like a drink, a salad or soup, and then like a main dish, and sometimes like a pastry if you're going in the morning, and all of it usually comes up to like 60 pesos. So if you're somebody who again is like me and is trying to like eat on a budget, it's easy to do so here, but it's also very easy to spend money on food. So you really just gotta like make a decision on what you want to do. But yeah, the mercados are great. I love the mercados. It's another reason why I chose to come here, because I just love being able to go to places like that. And so it's really cool. Also, like panaderias, which are like bakeries. I went to one today. It's called like Esperanza, that I showed in my vlog. But Esperanza and other bakeries too, they just have a lot of different baked goods for like really cheap. And so I went there this morning and I got a croissant and just 4 pieces of bread. Like what kind of bread is it? Kind of like not sandwich bread, like I don't know how to describe it, kind of like a baguette but not really. But anyways, I got 4 pieces of bread and it cost me like $1 and some change. So like typically at the panaderias you can get singular pieces of bread for under $1, and so that's really cool to do, whether you're just like walking and want to get a snack and you want to like stop in, or you want to stack up for the week and get different breads to go with your meals. It's pretty cheap to be able to do that. And last in the food category is of course all of the street food and everything. Literally like you're never too far from food here, so with it being like a walkable city and stuff, it's cool to be able to like go on most streets and be able to find a taco stand, or be able to find a juice stand, or a stand that's like doing flautas or not empanadas. They have empanadas here too, but that's not Mexican. Enchiladas, that's what I was looking for. So like whatever you want, you kind of like figure out what your Mexican dish is that you like, and you will be able to find a stand for it pretty much wherever you go. So that's one thing I love about living in the city as well. So yeah, all of the foodies here, Mexico City has all the things. And I also forgot to mention like the street markets. They also have like outdoor markets where they'll like set up maybe like a day a week and do it. So like for example, there's this one market in Condesa. I'll put like some footage of it in there, but every Tuesday in Condesa they have a street market, which basically same thing. Like you have produce, they have food, they have clothes, and like different things that you can go and buy, and it's just on the street. So like if you are in an area that has a street market, it's a really cool activity to do like once a week or whatever. Just like put it into your schedule. All right, thing number 3 is the greenery. So even though Mexico City is a big and busy city, there's a lot of places where you can go and kind of escape it. So, for example, today I'm in the park. I'm in Bosque de Chapultepec, which is really big. But there's a ton of other parks. You have like Parque Mexico, you have Parque España, lots of other ones that you can go to. So even though you're in a big city, if you're somebody who likes to be in nature, be outside, like lay out, read a book, there's a lot of spaces for you to be able to go and do that and just like be very chill. So that's another thing I like about it. Even though it's a busy city, you can find like pockets of places where you can just like go and relax and just like escape and like be in the quiet. So that's thing number 3. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, some of the parks have like quiet zones. So I know the only 2 I really know of is like Parque Mexico and Parque España, but they have areas that you can go in and it's like a quiet area. And so one of them has like a little water area, but they have like hammocks or like just cool little like seating areas or whatever. So it's a quiet zone. You can't talk in there. You can't bring in food or anything. And you can't be on your phone, but you can just go in there if you really want to. Like, the parks are, depending on the park, you'll be able to find like quiet spots, but if you like really really just want to go somewhere and like zone out and get away from the noise, then there are parks that have quiet zones too. So that's another plus. All right, next on my list is that there's always just like stuff going on in the city. That's a perk of being in a big city in general. But yeah, you're definitely going to be able to like find something that you enjoy doing or that you want to go to while you're here. So there's tons of activities for different communities. There's sports events. I know that there's a group that like meets up and plays paddleball every, I don't know, like Tuesday or something. There's language events where like every week people come together and practice their language. There's dance classes. There's dance classes in the park. There's dance classes like in just different venues and stuff. There's a lot of those. There's, what are there? There's just like parties that go on, different like Mexican holidays that are celebrated. Yeah, those happen as well. And what else? Yeah, shows, just different things. There's always like something that you can find. This week, since it's art week and since I am like trying to navigate events and stuff in art week, I thought it would be cool to do a how to find events and gatherings and things while in Mexico City. And so yeah, I'm going to talk to you guys about the ways that I find different events and stuff to go to, because there's a lot. The initial way that I did this was Facebook. Facebook is pretty much your best resource when it comes to trying to find groups or trying to find friends, or yeah, just trying to like get your feet wet in terms of like doing stuff in the city. And so there's a lot of different Facebook groups, and I will have them all listed in the description. But one Facebook group that I really like is like Foreigners and Expats in Mexico City. That one is really cool. You can typically find a group for anything, and they also just like ask a lot of questions. So like you can go in there and say like, hey, are there any events that are happening this week? Or hey, are there any groups of people that do this? Or like whatever. So that group is really cool. There's also an Expats in Mexico City group. There's a Women in Mexico City group. There's a, what else is there? Women in Mexico City. Those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head. But if you just go to Facebook and type in and like go to groups and type in like group Mexico City, whatever you, or Foreigners Mexico City, or whatever like fits you. So like you can say like Black women in Mexico City, you can say creatives in Mexico City, whatever. You'll probably be able to find a Facebook group that puts an event that advertises different events and stuff. And so that's what I did initially. And then from Facebook, you can typically find WhatsApp groups. And so WhatsApp groups are different chats on WhatsApp that drop different types of information. And so I am a part of like a creatives and CDMX group. I'm a part of, they have like a CDMX foodies group. And so like people who literally just get together and want to find food and or like want to like try new restaurants, then that's a good group chat. They have an international group where they like host like different international parties. That's where I found information for like the language exchange thing that I go to. And so that's another one. Yeah, so there's a whole lot of WhatsApp groups as well. I am going to drop the ones that I use, but There's also Instagram. Instagram's a little bit harder typically because like I don't know, it's harder to like search for like groups or pages on Instagram. But what I do for that is typically on WhatsApp somebody will like drop their Instagram page, and so there's Instagram pages for like party promoters or Instagram pages just for different groups who like or people who host different events. They'll have an Instagram page, and so it's easy to be able to just follow them, and then when I'm on Instagram I'll see like an event and stuff or something and then decide if I want to go to that. And also just like talking to people, so I will sometimes ask friends or something if they know of anything that's going on, or I'll just like get invited to something, and it's like word of mouth is like another way. But obviously that takes you being able to like find and meet people, so that may not be something that happens immediately. But even like once you go to one event, it's okay to like get somebody's information and ask them if they have information on other events and stuff as well. So that's another way of doing it. So let me show you guys. Let me position my camera. Hold on one sec. Well, actually, no. Instead of doing that, I'm just going to screen record and put it on the screen. We are high tech now. We don't have to do all that. So, all right, let me see. Let me screen record, and I'm going to show you guys. How do I want to do this? I'm going to show you guys without like being all up in my phone. So, I don't have service. I forgot. Okay, this isn't going to work. I will show you guys when I get home. Let me at least show you guys the WhatsApp group. So this is one that I'm in. And so this one is like CDMX art events, where people post their art events for people who are into art. They have creative CDMX, so like a broad range of like creatives, whether you're like a singer, dancer, poet, whatever. They have like different events and stuff. So like sometimes they'll have comedy shows, sometimes they'll have like sip and paint, stuff like that. So that's the kind of stuff that I find in this group. They have entrepreneurs in Mexico, so sometimes they'll have like business development workshops or something. These are other ones that like are an option to join, but they have like a Canadians in CDMX, cat parents, aunts and uncles. So if you have cats and I don't know, want to share information or like set up dates, you can do that. They have the same thing for dogs. They have Marketplace, which I need to join because I want to try to find a desk. But they have the foodie one, the fitness one, late nights, Jewish, like, what else do they have? Real estate, parents, sports wash, Russians. So this is a really good one. I will link this full group down below. So the whole group is CDMX Expats, and then they have like subgroups within the WhatsApp group. So I'll link that one down below for sure. I know that one's helpful. And then they have like this internationals one where they have like game nights for foreigners who are here and stuff like that. And so yeah, this is the chat that I've been in for creatives in CDMX. So this is kind of where I've been finding information for different events that are going on for Art Week. And so like this is one that's happening February 9th through 11th that I might check out. And then they also like dropped a list in here for like Art Week 2024. And so sometimes people will like do that to be able to organize things. And so this is kind of like one of the resources that I'm using to be able to find things. So like people will put things on their list. Like there's a lot of things that are on here for today. So I'm probably going to check out like the Looking in All the Wrong Places opening. And some of these are new, but I don't know. I'll see if I can maybe make any of these other ones if they're like in the area. But yeah, so people do stuff like that. They'll drop information, they'll do Excel sheets or whatever, and to just help you find things around the city. And so that's my little how-to of the week, how to find different events and stuff. If you guys have any more questions surrounding that, feel free to drop them down below. But yeah, basically your best friends are Facebook and WhatsApp. Those are like the two go-tos to be able to find stuff. And then obviously just talking to people. But if you have no one to talk to, then Those are great first starts. Yeah, there's always something that you can find, whether you are a partier, whether you are a no partier, whether you are a sports person, whether you are someone who likes to be in nature, whether you are introverted, extroverted, whatever it is, you will be able to find an event here. Okay, next on my list is here in Mexico City, you always get to feel the culture. There's some places where you travel and it's like the culture isn't as like loud, isn't as bold. I spent 3 months in Italy, and not just Italy has a culture. There's definitely an Italian culture, but I feel like you don't get to experience their culture as much if you're not like a part of a family, or if you don't know Italians, you don't really get to feel like the Italian culture as much. Here in Mexico, you're gonna get to experience it no matter where you are. And so even in areas like Roma and Condesa that have like a high foreigner population, you still feel it, even though it's like a different feeling from like other parts that may feel a little bit more Mexican. You're still gonna feel it even in the heavy foreigner spots. So wherever you go, you're gonna like hear Mexican music. You're gonna smell and see Mexican food. You're gonna see Mexican people. You're gonna see people dancing in the park and trying to like dance salsa or bachata, and you're gonna want to like join in on it. You're gonna hear certain noises, so like the bell for the trash can, or the car. There's a car here that like rolls around, and there's like audio. I'll have to like play it for you guys one day. But there's a truck that like rolls around and like is trying to like buy stuff. So like different things like that. So Mexico City is a place that is like very vibrant. There's a lot of culture here, and you're going to be able to feel the culture pretty much wherever you go. So I think that's cool. And the last thing on my list, and probably, I wouldn't say my favorite, I don't have a favorite, but last thing on my list is that there is a large foreigner community here, which is really helpful when you are a foreigner trying to experience another country. I think that if you move to another country, then yeah, you're somebody who wants to experience another culture, who wants to immerse in the culture, and you can still do that here. But I think that it's helpful when you have another foreigner community who understands what it's like to be a foreigner, and it's just cool to be able to meet people from all over the place. Mexico City, you're not just getting foreigners from America. You have foreigners from Colombia, from Germany, from the UK, from Canada, from Australia. Like I've met a lot of people from a lot of different places, and I think that's really cool. I think that it gives you the opportunity to learn about a lot of different cultures. So I've learned not only about Mexican culture, I've learned about Colombian culture, I've learned about Venezuelan culture, I've learned about like Australian culture, just from the different people that I've met. And so, sorry, I heard something. And so I think that's really cool. And I think that it's cool to be in a city that has events and stuff that cater to foreigners. And yeah, sorry, some people are looking at me and I feel weird. But yeah, I think it's cool to be in a city, to be in a country that has a big foreigner community, because you guys get to kind of like navigate life abroad together, and I think that's really cool. So there's a lot of events for foreigners. There's meetups, there's group chats, there's a lot of different things. And so yeah, it's really helpful, and it's for someone like me who like enjoys learning about other cultures and all that stuff. It's cool to be able to talk to people from different places and just like learn more about their culture on top of learning about Mexican culture. And so that's really fun and it's cool. And so it's another thing that I really like. And if you're somebody who likes to learn about other cultures as well, and who likes being in like melting pot environments, then Mexico City is definitely a cool place for you. But yeah, guys, that is all on my list for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will probably, if you guys have any questions, don't feel shy to leave them in the comments. I feel really weird like asking for people to comment and stuff, but no, really, I want to start to engage more with people who watch my videos and answer questions or whatever. So if you guys have questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments, and I will be doing more of these sit down videos to just like provide more information about Mexico City. I might do one where I talk about things that I don't like as much, because everything is not all like great butterflies and rainbows. There are things that like irritate me about being here sometimes. And so if you guys want that, let me know. And so yeah, more to come, guys. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, be on the lookout for more videos. I will be doing sit down videos and vlogs every week that will consist of me just taking you guys along on my individual journey of life and living abroad, but also providing guys with information about Mexico City. And so hope you guys tune in. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.